I look crazy, baby? Look, if you can get past the hair, then I will still be Yulia Graham. Can you get past this hair? I don't know that I can. I just want to do something that I want to do today. Today, I just want to talk to you about Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements, specifically the four agreements in that book, and I want to pair them with perfumes from my bottle babies. I guess what prompted all of this is that sometimes people are hurting. Sometimes people do things that show the rest of the world that they're not okay. And one of the ways that people can show you that they're not okay is they can leave you a negative comment on a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a video. And it hurts one's feelings. And I had a friend who went through this recently, and I got all preachy, and I was like, have you read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz? And didn't offer anything other than that. Just read this book. And I want to kind of now walk the walk. I talked the talk, and I would like to walk the walk. I would like to take you through the four agreements that were brought to us by Don Miguel Ruiz in the book by the same title. And I want to scent it with four different scents that to me embody each of the four agreements in some justifiable way. The Four Agreements brought to us by Don Miguel Ruiz is a book that changed my life. And it's four simple sounding things that can really help in times when you're feeling not so great. And I just think that if everybody knew these four agreements and strove to their accomplishments, if we would just strive for them, or even just know that they're there and reach for them when we can, I think that these comments would be fewer and farther between. So the four agreements, very quickly, by way of introduction, are these four simple ideas. The first simple idea is to always be impeccable with your word. The second simple idea is to not make assumptions. The third simple idea is to not take things personally. And the fourth very simple idea is to simply do your best. I have four bottle babies that I'm going to talk about so that I can bring this to you in the perfume community by way of scenting each one of these. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you know what I'm going to say for impeccability of the word. To me, impeccability of the word has to do with integrity, with honesty, with compassion. And to me, for what reasons I'm about to bring you, my beloved Chanel Coco Mademoiselle ticks all of those boxes. To me, to my nose, the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle is impeccable insofar as it is not making any promises that it's not keeping. She says what she is. She's rose and she's patchouli and she's vanilla. She doesn't speak too loudly. She is not harsh in any way. She doesn't go around criticizing. That's so strange to say. That's personification taken a little bit too far. But to me, integrity has to do sometimes with being silent. Sometimes it has to do with telling the truth, but in a very compassionate way. It means to always ask yourself, what is the effect my words will have on the situation and on the person or people to whom I'm speaking? To me, whenever I think of having a respectful communication, a compassionate communication with somebody, even in an olfactory way, I think that being inoffensive is really important. And I know we all have different tastes on what does inoffensive mean, but to me, Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, when it's being worn on the skin, in any day, any time, any weather, she is polite. She doesn't project to the end of the earth. She stays with you. She's consistent. She's compassionate. She's not up your nose. She's polite and she's beautiful. And there's just nothing harsh or untrue about her. And to me, that is impeccability of the word. It has to do with compassion in your communication. If we were being compassionate in our communication, other people would feel that and know that, and there wouldn't be any need to deal with folks leaving negative comments or just being not impeccable with their words. So no lies, no embellishments, no making up stories. Am I saying I am always impeccable with my word? No. But I do try, and I want to be impeccable with my scent too. When I think of impeccability, I think of Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. The second of the 4 agreements, in no particular order, is to not make assumptions. Listen, we can never, never, never be sure of what anyone else is thinking, ever. Even if a person told us outright, this is what I'm thinking, this is honestly what I'm thinking. You can't necessarily believe what someone says. Their actions should speak louder than their words, but that's not necessarily something that we can pick up on. Basically, when you are in a situation where something is happening and you're unsure, you have 2 options to think about. Your first option is to think that everything is good, to think that you are attractive, to think that you are meant to be where you are, to feel that you deserve what you have, to feel that you deserve all of the good. That's an assumption that you are allowed to make because you can never know the truth. You're also allowed to make the assumption that you're not attractive, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve the love that you have, that people are cruel, that you are not okay. You have those 2 choices in every situation because you can never know. When it says in this book not to make assumptions, that is to say he or she doesn't like me. He or she is a certain way, or he or she thinks that I am a certain way. And so this assumption business leads me to this scent is meant for a man. This scent is meant for a woman. This scent is meant for a child. This scent is meant for someone with money, and this scent is meant for someone who doesn't have money. This is to assume that things are a certain way, and that is how they are supposed to be. These are assumptions that we make about people, and they're assumptions that we make about fragrance. Case in point. Tom Ford Ombré Leather. I bought it for my husband. That's a man's fragrance. I now understand why many, many niche brands are no longer putting for men, for women. Those are assumptions that we make based on tastes, based on past history, based on how things used to be. Things are not the way they used to be, thank goodness, in many places. And let's continue to push for things to be equitable across the board. Is it possible? I don't know. Is it possible to try? Yes, it is. Don't make assumptions that because something costs such and such money, that it is of this quality or that quality. Don't make assumptions that because it's called something like ombre leather, that it is for men and not women. Ombre leather has the notes you'll see here. It has the perfumer that you will see here. This is a gorgeous scent. Yes, it smells like leather, but there are florals in there. There are other scents in there that to me make it perfectly feminine when I wear it and feel feminine, and perfectly masculine when I wear it and feel masculine. We're the yin and the yang. Don't make an assumption. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that that's true. You always have the choice to feel one way or the other. You always have the choice to believe the best or the worst, because you can never know the truth. Believing the best will make you feel better, and believing the worst won't. You have that choice. The next agreement, in no particular order, is to not take things personally. How are we supposed to not take something personally when the comment says, Yulia, you suck, go home, stop making videos? How are you supposed to not take that serious? How are you not supposed to take that personally? Well, I suppose the way to not take that personally, and if you do delve into this book, which I highly, highly recommend, is to say that people come to the world through their own filter, and that filter is what they see and what they hear, and they are the star of their show, and you are not. And so even when somebody says, Yulia, you suck, turn your camera off and give it up, that's their opinion, that's their story, that's what they think. For me to take that personally is to think that I somehow have entered their story and am now the star. I will never be the star of their show, and neither will you. To think that somebody's words or actions are actually aimed at you and not the filter between you and them it's just asking for heartache and trouble. The negative comments on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your videos stem from people who are not impeccable with their word, who are making huge assumptions, and who are taking what you do personally. To not take things personally is to be free of the judgment that you may or may not have gotten right, and so not to make assumptions. See how these all dovetail onto each other? To me, you know I'm going to talk about this because I am a broken record. Carolina Herrera Good Girl. Don't take it personally, because I am not a fan of that, and you are. A lot of my fragrance family, you, my scent siblings, love that scent. And I can't take it personally that you like it. And I hope that you don't take it personally that I don't. When we send decants back and forth to each other and we love something and we send it and our friend, our scent sibling says, well, that's really disgusting. My friend Richard always says, keep in mind, I did not create these perfumes. Please do not take the fact that you don't like them personally or that I did like them personally. To not take things personally is to understand that people are hurting. They aren't attacking you, the person. They are attacking their assumption of you. They are attacking their idea of who you are. They can never know who you are as per. Don't make any assumptions. So for the one that talks about don't take things personally, please don't take it personally that the shoe is just, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't handle it. There's something in the way the jasmine and tuberose are mixed. I can't do it, but please don't take it personally. That is such a helpful thing to know, that people are only seeing you and what you do through the filter of their experiences. And when they lash out like that, it's because they've taken something that you've done personally that you didn't mean. So when we are impeccable with our word and we don't take things personally, we don't make assumptions, none of this back and forth negativity actually can happen. The fourth fragrance agreement, if you will, is sounds very simple. It sounds like it's all one thing, right? Always do your best. Our best changes from day to day. Sometimes our very best that we can do is to get up and pour cereal into our kids' bowls, put the milk on it, get the kids out the door to go to school and go back to bed. Sometimes that's the very best we can do. Sometimes the very best we can do is just stay in bed and just stay alive. Sometimes the very best we can do is to just nail something, give a great presentation, a really great eye look, great hair, a great meal, a great deed that you did for other people. Doing your best looks different every single day. I have a lot of fragrances that are the best of the best. I talk about the best perfume that I have, and it changes all the time. But let me tell you about a perfume that does its best for me every time, and that is to say it gets me the most compliments. Ani by Nishane Ani has never failed to get me a compliment. I've never experienced that with the scent before. Is it my very favorite scent in the whole world? I don't think that it is. I don't know. That changes from moment to moment too. Just like my best does, so does my favorite perfume. But Ani by Nishane Ani does its best for me, and I get compliments when I wear that every single time. So the notes will be scrolling down here, and the perfumer, the company, the makers and the creators of Ani have done something amazing. This warm citrus vanilla is what it is to me. It's warm, it's enveloping, it's year-round, and it garners me the very most compliments of anything that I've ever had. And so to me, that is it doing its best. There you have it. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, scented by Julia Graham herself. If you are interested in more about the Four Agreements, I would highly, highly recommend that you read the book, get the audiobook. There are tarot cards, everything. It's changed my life. I'm not saying that I always am able to remember these and live by them, but I am saying that when I do remember to do my best, to not take things personally, to be impeccable with my word and to not make assumptions, I can come to you, my sense siblings, and talk to you impeccably without making assumptions, doing my best, and without taking your comments necessarily personally. That's it. That's what I have to say. If you have sat through this whole thing, thank you so much for watching. You are truly my scent brother, my scent sister, and my non-binary scent sibling, and we'll see you in the next one.